Hello everybody, welcome to today's stream. We are here for round 4 of the International GT3 series. We are here for the 2.4 hours of Spa. You see there, 2 hours 25 minutes on the clock, and we are ready to go racing. As you see, we've got currently 10 drivers ready to go and light up this Spa circuit. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do a lap today. We were trying to do so me and the league owner Sandro, we were trying to fix some issues I've had with the streams, which has been quite noticeable, unfortunately. I've been having an absolute butt ton full of echo for people when they join the stream, so it's really disappointing when drivers come join the stream. When I commentate with Lewis, it's really annoying when it happens. So hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully it won't happen in the future. I'm going to look to try and fix it this week, trying as many things as possible to try and stop it from happening again. But yeah, we're here today around the iconic Spa circuit, probably one of the most famous tracks. It's hosted many series, of course, holding 24-hour long events, as well as, of course, Formula One and many feeder series in both formulas and in the GTs. And of course, it's also home to a couple, I believe, like sort of classic car days as well. You get to see some amazing cars, and yeah, it's a track which lives on, even though it has a bit of a dark shadow looming over it, with some of the tragic incidents that have happened there, especially last year when you look at the amount of crashes that happened at the Eau Rouge and Radion section. Yeah, so as you see here, we're going to have 10 minutes of qualifying. And then we're going into the race. So qualifying is guaranteed to be dry. You see there, it's a cloudy sort of weather. And then we will be having random weather to start with, and then random weather throughout. Now I believe we have 4 slots for the weather. And I think the best sort of showcase of that was the first round of the season in Daytona, where we saw some very interesting conditions. It started off, I believe, snowing, and then it turned into a sort of rain, then it turned into sort of heavy fog, and then we ended up in nice sunny conditions for the end of the race. So as you see, we've got 10 drivers. A lot of these are the usual sort of drivers that you see in this series. We've got Yannick coming in, making his debut this season, and yeah, definitely a driver to look out for. It's going to be Max Mulder, but he's been so dominant in these. In that Audi, he's been extremely quick, extremely consistent, and he's always able to put in a good performance. And he's won the most races out of anyone this season, so he's definitely going to be one to look out for. Make sure you look out for Max Mulder. And of course, the Ferrari's pretty strong as well today, with both Sam and Logan in those cars. The Acura's finally coming in today. And that's Yannick switching to the Audi. The Audi, decent there. Jeremy Pope, interestingly, being the only Porsche, and then Christian being the only McLaren. Interesting there. Be interesting to see as well how those two end up faring, as they're the only non-teammate cars, because as you see, they're the Acuras. So Acuras with Dion and Sandro are currently ready and about to race. We've got the 2 Audis there of Yannick and Max. Actually saying that as well, because there's only 1 Mercedes, but then there's the 2 Ferraris there, both in the same livery, so that's going to be a little bit difficult to try and tell who's who without really knowing. But of course, I think this track really needs no introduction. Sort of talk about it a little bit earlier. I raced here last night in an F1 League race, and it always provides good action and lots of crashes, so hopefully we don't see that today as much. But it's kind of hard to talk about the lap, but there's going to be some key sort of points in the track. On this game, very much so, it feels very different on this game, Spa, compared to other games, but it's also probably down to the handling model. But of course, there's going to be some big sort of noticeable points on this track which are going to be good for overtaking. Definitely the first corner, La Source, Le Com may be a good one right at the end of the Kemmel Straight. And then in terms of the middle sector, not really much. It's quite a nice flowing sector, yes, but at the same time though, it's going to be probably quite difficult to actually get any overtaking manoeuvres done. So we'll see how the drivers fare. And then of course the final bus stop chicane will definitely be an overtaking. Well, it should be rife with overtaking there, with a long straight heading down towards a heavy braking zone, and then of course a chicane there as well. Good to set up and move. Then of course coming out of that chicane, you can then lead on down to the first corner, where there again is a very good chance that you could have a overtake being done there. So we are almost ready. Almost ready to go. We've got a couple viewers in the chat. Hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. And we've got plenty of time as well to talk about stuff, because of course GT stuff, I like the cars, but I'm not really into watching a lot of the GT races because they tend to be too long for my personal taste. But of course with all the big Formula 1 news and Formula 1 stuff going on at the moment, I'm sure hopefully we'll be able to talk about that in the chat, because there's definitely some interesting stuff going on, not only in terms of the way the car looks, but also the way the car is designed, with of course the new team's interpretation of the new regulations. But there's you there, 4.35 miles long, I believe that is, 20 turns, and it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers fare today, especially if it turns into some interesting conditions as well. Here in the wet is going to be interesting because of course on this game, unlike many others as well, there is an actual sort of aquaplaning system, I guess you'd say. Like there's actual aquaplaning in here, which can be very difficult, so the drivers are going to have to make sure that if they do end up aquaplaning, they're going to have to deal with it correctly, otherwise you can say goodbye to any chance of a good finish. Here we go then. Let's see who's coming out of the pits there. That is Yannick. As you see, Yannick here in that lovely V10 Audi R8. As he heads right down the hill. There's a pit lane violation already for both Max Mulder and Yannick. A grid place penalty as well. That's I've never seen that before. And that's Christian there coming out the pits. Anyone else deciding to come out the pits as well? That's Logan. That's Jensen coming out the pits as well. Well then, an interesting development there. Not sure what that was about, to be honest. I have to find out about that. Find out the reason why he's been given a grid place penalty, and especially for Max as well. You know, he could very well be on pole here. Ooh, bit of a lock in the rears there for Yannick. He's got to get out of the way of his teammate, although luckily these two are both on their out laps. Way to distinguish the two there. You see Max with the black and red accents. Meanwhile, Yannick with, of course, the green accents there. So you see get a way to distinguish the two of them. And of course, one of them being the number 4 car, and the other being the number... What number is he? Is he 6 or is he 5? Oh, 28, way off. I was way off. Nice one. So it looks like everyone is out on track, with the last car coming out of the pits being Jensen. But did Jensen like crash and spin or something? Because I swear we like watched him driving up the pits, so I wonder if he had an accident up here or something. Not too sure on that one. We'll have to try and check that one out after the race. But we will be flicking over to Max Mulder, who will be starting the first lap of the session. But he spun it on the curb, He's turned in too quickly. It looks like the rear end's just come around on him. That shouldn't hurt his chances of starting a lap, though. It doesn't hear that screaming V10 as it heads across the line to start the first flying lap of the session with 6 minutes left to go. It's a long track, so we'll only get about 3 laps in, I think, 3 or 4 laps. Ooh, getting really squirmy on the exit there, off the corner. And he fires down straight here. Let's see how he takes Eau Rouge and Randy on. It sounds like it's flat. Ooh, he goes off a little bit there. He hasn't invalidated, it hasn't come up there, but it looks like Sam has invalidated his lap time, but I think he's not part of that group, is he? No, he's not. No, so he should be okay, unless he's done this in next, but he's invalidated his lap. There, yeah, he's going to go straight back to the pits. We're going to watch Max, though. Watch him come through. Lecom. Doesn't run it wide, keeps it going. Heading down into this downhill braking corner. It's quite a difficult one. Not sure what the name of it is, but we're going to no name here. Looking very clean from Max Mulder so far. And down towards P1. Notorious on the F1 games. I'm not really too sure about this game when it comes to P1. But we're going to watch them now go down into this right and left hander here. Neon gated chicane, and now firing down towards this double right hander. Looking nice and clean so far from Max Mulder. He's had a pretty decent season in F1 so far as well. Driving the Aston Martin. But in the Audi so far, he's been an absolute force to be reckoned with. As you watch him now coming towards bus stop chicane. Does he spin it again? He did it. We saw him do it on his out lap. He doesn't do it this time though. Oh, picked it up. Gets a little bit squirmy on the rear end, but let's see what his start lap is. Maybe it's 2:11, 2:12, 2:20.1. That's the first lap of the session then. Let's see who is next there. It's going to be Logan. Logan got to beat a 2:20. Can he do so? He does with a 2:20.080. So he's beaten by only by a fine margin. That's Christian coming across the line then. Let's see what he can do. Christian with a 2:32.6. Next, we're going to look at Sandro. There's a car looks like in front of him. We'll see what that lap time is then. And it's Yannick coming in with a 2:46. Sandro with a 2:21. Top 3 covered by a second. Not bad there. And that is Samuel, but Samuel is currently behind someone else. That's Dion. Dion in the Acura. And Dion coming across the line. What is he going to do? Dion does a 2:21.9. We switch to Sam. Sam with a 2:30.3. And now we watch Jeremy Pope in that Porsche. It's a nice sounding car. And it's also apparently a very good car as well, but I'm not sure about on this game. I know the GTE version of this Porsche is very good on this game. Very fun to drive, but I'm not sure about the GT3. But we see him cross the line now. What's he going to put in? He does a 2:26.2 in, putting in P5 at the moment. And Jensen mid now in the car hasn't set a lap yet, but I think it's also because he did reset quite early on. Who is in the pits? Is that Sandro in the pits? Well, Logan is the one leading the pack then for the second laps. Goes off track there. It showed he was 1.3 seconds down on his split, so not a very good lap this one. But Logan though currently pole, not by a lot though, 40 thousandths of a second. That's all it is. Here we go then. He's firing down into the corner here. Going to be looking to set up another lap. This will be his final lap though, the one that he's starting now. So he's going to have to make this one count to secure that pole position. Max hasn't gone improved by much to get up to his lap time. And who is that there? That is Christian. And that thunderous sounding 650S. What sound coming from that McLaren. And what can Christian put in? He goes quicker, much quicker. Goes up to P5 though, 9 seconds quicker on that lap time, but can't break into the top 5. Jensen now, first lap of the session for him. Can the F1 man be as quick as he is in Formula 1? No? Interesting, okay. Who's that crossing the line there? That is someone. I can't find them. Oh, it was Yannick, but Yannick's gone to the wall. Sam there, P7, there's a car in front of him. Don't know who that is though. There could be a jump there, but Sam goes up to P5, taking over from Christian. Christian on his lap now as well. Look at that rear end go. Oh, and we join Christian as he spins round at Lecom. Easy to do there. Now watching Max Mulder. We can't see his sector times, but I'm sure he's going to be pushing hard and hard and hard and hard and harder every corner just so that he can get that pole position to secure it. He's going to need it as well. He's got that one place grid penalty for a pit lane violation. He's 11 seconds off, so it's not going to mean anything in the grand scheme of things. We're going to watch Jeremy Pope here. He's 6 seconds off. He's 8 seconds down on that lap, but at least he's going to get one more lap in. But one person who won't get another lap in, unfortunately, will be Sandro. He's P3 at the moment. This lap's going to have to be good, and as you see the timer ticking down, 2, 1, 0. That is the end of the session now. Qualifying is over for everyone now. I watch Sandro coming across the line to take the checkered flag. In qualifying, can he go quicker? He's only going to improve by a second. And he can't. Sandro stays P3 for now though. That's the best position that he can get. Jensen though on a lap now. Doesn't say he's invalidated on the race feed, so it's looking good at the moment. Qualifying fairly close amongst the top 5. Considering it's such a long track, and on this game as well you can have a lot of variation in lap time. So you've got a little bit wide there. You see his contact on the front as well. You see one side's lifted up. He's had a clash with someone or the wall and hasn't bothered to reset it, I'm guessing just because it takes too much time. Let's see what he can do here though. He's going to set any sort of lap. Any sort of lap will do him. It goes P3! 6 tenths within pole position. A great lap there from the Englishman. Dion's next. No, it isn't. No, wait, who just... That's Jeremy there. Anyway, watching Dion though, P5 at the moment. Can he overtake his Ferrari teammate and get P4 in qualifying? He can't, unfortunately. And that's Christian coming out with the bits. Interesting. Oh, that must be his AI. Now we got the final car coming across the line, I believe. That is Max Mulder, but I don't know if... Oh, that is him. I thought he didn't. I thought he'd already finished. This is the cooldown thing, but no, he's gone pole. And then we're going to watch Jeremy Pope here. As Max Montego's pole position, I thought his lap was over. I thought his session was over, but of course he clearly wasn't because of Sandro taking it. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. Well, Max Mulder taking pole position there. Interesting, very interesting. You see Logan fastest in Sector 1, in Sector 2, Max Mulder fastest, and then in Sector 3, yet again, Max Mulder fastest. So he makes up for that 7 tenths he loses in Sector 1 everywhere else by taking pole position, at least on the day. But unfortunately, it does mean that with that penalty, he won't, unfortunately, take pole position. It will be Logan, but he'll at least be starting on the front row, and I'm sure he will be happy about that. The 2-minute 19.6 there, as you see, the fastest lap, and a very respectable lap around here. Can he keep up that form into the race, though? That's the question at the moment. To see, it is currently dry, but that could change over the next 2 and a bit hours. This will be interesting to see what happens during this race. My money is, I think it's a bit of a boring bet. It's not really an interesting one, I guess, necessarily, but I think Max Mulder's got this in the bag if he stays consistent. You know, we saw how quick he was in qualifying. To put in that 1:19 to go 2/10 quicker. I'm not going to quit the session, sorry. And the drivers will be probably selecting strategies. There is a way that you can do it, but we're probably just waiting on drivers to ready up. And when they do ready up, we'll hear, well, there we go. Here we go then. Logan with pole position, and we get the countdown. The third one goes, and we are green for the Spa 2.4 hours. It's a great start there from Max. Max already up into P1, but they're still going side by side. He's going to have the favoured inside line. Will he run wide enough for a cutback? No, he doesn't. He takes the position convincingly. Sandro, though, mounting a charge already. Is he side by side? No, he comes up behind the back of Logan. Jensen right behind, though, and surely they're going to have to go single file here. They're going side by side into Eau Rouge and Radion. You're looking for trouble. Sandro goes wide, though. He'll have to serve that. He'll have to slow down, down the straight, but here comes Jensen Randall from P4, makes the overtake. And Jensen, they're still side by side though, look at this. Jensen's going to have the favoured inside line. And Jensen gets the position, Sandro running a little bit wide. You don't want to go into those sausage curves as Max goes rocketing off the track there. And I think he's kept position, he has kept position. He's still there, he just came cutting across the screen. He must have gone off track due to, and you see there's a bit of dirt there, you don't want to catch that. And spin, it's quite easy to do. You drop the wheel on the curve, especially right now with your tyres going to be a little bit colder than they will be later on in the race. So it's Jensen in P3 here, trying to close in on his championship rival in F1. And Max Mulder, though, in a very convincing lead at the moment, and he's doing well. To pull away already. Cameraman having a bit of an off day. Right, there you go, the map's up. Oh, unfortunately Yannick, who's dropped all the way back. I don't know why he has. Has he got any damage? Christian very far back as well. Unfortunately Yannick, yeah, very far back at the moment. Jeremy Pope dropping off a little bit compared to these two here, as Samuel and Dion a little bit close battling here. What's going on here? The cameras can't sort themselves out, that's the issue. Right then, Max Mulder in the lead, 1.4 seconds is the gap. Logan, oh, big crash, huge crash, huge crash. Oh, an absolutely huge accident there. Oh no, cars getting sent everywhere, huge damage. Oh no, and that's Logan involved, Jeremy Pope involved, Sandro involved, Samuel Brandt involved. Oh no, and the races have got to be over. The races have got to be over. Jeremy Pope, I think intentionally they're hitting Logan. And I wonder if Logan had been at fault with that. Yannick taking it easy now. And a huge crash. And that means that Max Mulder will not only extend his lead, but it means that Jensen gets promoted to P2 and Dion gets promoted to P3. What on earth happened there? And Logan's still there. On track. Car's still running, but I'm assuming the damage has already been done to his race, and not just his race as well, but to the others. You see the wrecked car of Jeremy Pope. You see the front end gone on that Acura there. It's going to have massive steering damage probably. Looked like there was a massive impact there, but it means that Christian gets promoted to P4 as well. And Max Mulder though, wow, that's put a bit of a sad ending to the race there. As you see, Jeremy Pope now the driver in last place. Sandro's still going, but unfortunately it does mean that Logan is now out of the race. Sad ending, so early on to have such a big crash. And unfortunately now it means that there's not only less cars, but less chances for battles, less. And Logan's like now, oh no, he's already left. Okay, yeah, sorry. So I thought he'd already gone, so I was kind of, yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I was a bit of an idiot there. But yeah, the likes of Sandro and Jeremy still have to pit as well, which is just going to be a little bit sad. But Max Mulder 6 seconds ahead at the moment. Wow, he is gone already. There you go, the 3 cars there pitting. Samuel, of course, Samuel involved as well. Jeremy Pope, and then Sandro, all in the pits. And unfortunately, they have a lot of damage. Samuel should be okay. Just carrying on, you see the car still a little bit banged up, but not that serious. That screaming V10, what a lovely sound. Echoes through the Belgian hills. But I was going to make the suggestion, or the assumption, that these lot were going to get laps, but I didn't think they'd be that far back. But we'd only just seen Sandro exiting the pits, and so is Jeremy Pope, so they are already a lap down. We are only a few laps into this race. On lap 4 already. It's not gone well. Oh, and Jeremy Pope's retired as well. Credit to Sandra if he does carry on with this as well. It's not gone his way, and he's going to carry on, I guess, for the points more so, but yeah, it's annoying. And Dion looks like the penalty there. Or is that just a lap invalidated? No, I don't know. Look. He has got a second penalty, not sure what for though. It doesn't say. Oh, Jeremy's saying, what on earth just happened? I got hit again. Who'd you get hit by? I saw a car going slowly, but I didn't see. Was it Dion or was it someone else? Because I saw things were a little bit close between a couple of drivers there, and I didn't really think much of it. So think anything really of it. I kind of just thought, oh, okay, that's another car. But then I saw you going slowly, and then it just, yeah, you just left. So yeah, let us know what happened there, buddy. Be nice to know instead of guessing. So watch Dion here closing in on his his Ferrari teammate actually, and of course the teammates in this as well. One Acura on the lead lap, one not. As you look from Dion's point of view, he does have that second penalty, but the way the gaps are at the moment, I don't think that's really going to hurt him too much. And Sandro moving over for his teammate there. I'm going to quickly head off to the toilet and I'll be back. But I'll leave you with Max Mulder so you can see what the current leader is doing other than going off track at Radion. apologies for being so long. We are back. See, the gap's still about 6 seconds to Jensen. In fact, it is 6 seconds to Jensen currently. As you see, they're going off the last laps. Jensen be the quickest driver, not by much, only by 700ths, but nonetheless, still the quickest driver. But Max Malta's still up in front, in the lead by a long way. Maybe quiet this stream just because there's not really much going on, but I will come in every now and again to, well, do commentating really. As we've just seen there, it's not going too well for Yannick. Unfortunately, just been lapped by his teammates here. Cohen's getting knocked around everywhere. But Sandro, of course, a lot further back. Cushion though, sitting in a nice comfortable P4. And Sinner saying, go Max Mulder. He's doing a very good job at the moment. Although to be fair, Jensen has been closing in a little bit, but it's been going up and down like a yo-yo over the past few laps. Still though, going very nicely for the Dutchman. But then, as we watch Max Mulder, 18 seconds ahead of Jensen, as we go 2 hours on the clock, meaning we have 2 hours left of the race. You see that Max Mulder, just so consistent, you know, it's definitely the reason why he's in the lead right now. And as we look a little further down the field, so the overtake being made, just finally 2 cars being close together. However, just unfortunately is that one of them's a lap up, one of them's a lap down. That's Yannick there getting lapped by the P4 car there of Christian. Watch Max Mulder here. .222.012. And we see what Jensen puts in. He's the next car behind. Jensen with a 233. A bit wide there. See his lap time there on the screen. Should be like 221, 222. Yeah, another 222 in a row. Very consistent from the Dutchman. However, his competition though just aren't able to do anything to try and sort of mount a charge. Two cars close there. Oh, hello. Jensen's round, Jensen's round. We switched over at a perfect time. We're about to go say that there's 2 cars that they were very close there, but Jensen's round again, and he's almost giving the win here to Max. And on lap 13, There's a crack in the armour for the F1 champion. The battlers in question were Yannick and Samuel. There's a lap difference between the two. Sam in P5, Yannick in P6, but I guess say there's a lap between the two drivers. Sandro not too far behind, to be fair. Not too far behind, so he might be able to salvage a P6 from this. As we see here, Sandro currently closing in on Yannick. Go on board with the Greek driver within a second now of the car in front. And see what he can do. How quickly will he dispatch Yannick? Okay, making a mistake there. So we go to gear too low. And now it looks like Sandro is just going to make a quick and simple move here. He's also got to wait for Yannick to make a mistake almost. He's staying behind him for now. Oh no. I had massive lag issues there. I don't know if that was the two drivers or if that was Sandro. But massive lag there, but we see though Sandro making the move and quite comfortably driving on ahead. But speaking of driving on ahead, we've got Max Mulder driving out of people's lives. I think we are probably the only ones actually that can see him out on track other than himself. He's that far ahead. Is that car into the pits or is that? No, it's not, no. As you see here, we're fading into the night. Hour and 48, still to go. Max Mulder though, with a good lead, but it is starting to rain though. It is starting to rain. You see there, at least on our camera specs, it was starting to rain. Now Samuel closing in quickly to Christian. I wonder if Christian made a mistake. You see there is rain. There is rain. And it's a weird track in the sense that it does have this sort. It does do this where part of the track isn't raining and part of the track won't be. You see the wipers are now on for Jensen. Max Mulder, no rain for him at the moment, but he will start to get hit by it. There you go. We start seeing some of the specs. And he may have to start feeling. He'll have to start feeling that at some point, surely. And our drivers going to the pits. No, they're not. They're staying out for now. What will Jensen do? Will Jensen pit? Now, who's that? That's Sandro. So who will be the first to pit then? That's the question. Staying out for the moment though. As you see, Max Mulder dealing with the rain. Wipers haven't come on yet, but I'm assuming that means he doesn't drive with a Cockpit Cam. But we've seen everyone else though currently staying out in the wet. However, this could be the point where they start going on to the inters. I'm not sure. You see Yannick taking it very easily there. He's been closed in on by Jensen there, and Jensen coming round to lap the Audi driver. One Audi driver into last place, one Audi driver first. We might see Jensen flash Yannick here just to say, get out of the way. Oh god, he's going very slowly. He's managed to get the move done though around the outside. So credit to both drivers there. Oh no, Yannick's round. I don't think there was contact. I think if there was contact, we'd probably see Jensen going ground as well. But it's getting a bit close here actually between Christian and Sam. Christian closing in. I'm keeping an eye on these lot. Now we see the first pitter of the race. It's Yannick coming in then. And you'd assume it'd be a set of wets. Conditions look like they probably are warranted. And he takes the pit entry quite slowly, just making sure he doesn't overshoot. See the fuel goes in. Is there no... strange. I don't know what the settings are in terms of, you know, tyre wear and stuff like that, but, you know, you would assume that they probably want to pit, not for the tyre wear, but for the, you know, the sake of getting onto those wets. Oh, Max is round, Max is round, Max is round, the leader is round. He shouldn't lose too much time to Jensen, but maybe this is the wet conditions starting to finally sort of kill the rhythm for Max. And now Christian into the pits, so is Samuel as well. Both drivers coming in for the wets, and so is Sandro. Sandro a lap down, but taking advantage of using this pit stop. And now that's Dion crawling his way around the track. So is Jensen, but Max Mulder now coming into the pits as well. You see the tyres being changed there on all three cars. And then that's the leader, Max Mulder. There's only 3 cars on the lead lap, would you believe it? As the first car out of the pits, and you have to assume onto the wet tyres. I think no other tyre really right now would be good for it if he exit there for Christian, but he's right behind Sandro, but of course Sandro being a lap down. Jensen comes into the pits now as well. Max Mulder though coming right to the end of the pit row, and he will head off now onto a new set of tyres, but still in the lead. Dion taking P2 in the pits as he overtakes Jensen, who's currently mid pit stop. Jensen coming out of the pits now. While we wait for Dion, he heads out as well. Max Mulder though is still your leader. And we're watching Max Muller now going into the pits. Flashing the headlights. I wonder why he's going in. He's got 27 seconds. Is he going on to dries already? Surely not. Or is he repairing damage? I mean, we've been watching him the whole time. He hasn't crashed. What's Jensen doing? Jensen's staying out, so Jensen will take the lead here. Very interesting situation here. I am perplexed. That's very strange. Will anyone else follow him? Anyone else copying the race leader at all? Dion staying out? Samuel staying out as well? I mean, he's halfway around the track. That's really intriguing, actually. That's really intriguing. Oh, Max saying end for him. No. Wait, what does Max mean? No. What does that mean? Does he go in AI or is he... What does he mean end for me? Does he mean, did you have a crash or something? Did you have a crash and you had to repair it, or... Do you watch Yannick having a battle here with Dion? He's a lap down, so you'd think he'd hold off a little bit just because of the blue flag rules, but that's a real big shame for Max. Promising race for him. He's in the lead by so much, but unfortunately that's a pit. He said end for me, didn't elaborate it on any more. But unfortunately that will be his race over. A sad ending, even though we still have an hour and a half left, it's still a bit of a sad ending to the race for the Dutchman. But hopefully this isn't the end. He's got good pace, he's got good consistent pace as well. So you'd like to think he'd be able to try and recover from this, but at the moment Jensen is in the lead, followed by Dion and followed by Max. Oh, there's a car around there, there's a car around there, there's a car around there, and that is Yannick. Just saw it in the background, we switched to Sam, we switched to Max Mulder, see where he was, see how his progress was going. And in the background we saw his teammates spinning around, coming out of no name. And things not going too well for the Audi driver, and in fact the Audi team after that. Well, whatever happened with Max, we'll have to ask him at the end of the race. Unfortunately, yeah, that's his race over. At least in his words, there's a good chance he could still pull it back. A lot of drivers have been making mistakes, just not for a while now, unfortunately for him. But we have an hour and a half left. There's still plenty of time for something to happen for the Dutchman. as you watch now. The gaps all pretty much staying the same, as Jensen in a comfortable lead at the moment. Favourite for the win was Max, but of course he had to pit not too long after he made the regular pit stop, and unfortunately that's made him lose all the ground that he had and some, and he's now in third place, 26 seconds off of the lead. Maybe he can try and fight for a possible second place, but at the moment though, with an hour 20 left, it's not looking too bright for the Dutchman. I'm going to quickly get a drink and I will be back for the rest of this, as we watch Jensen go very wide there. So wherever I'm going to leave, there's always a moment where he has like sort of a wide moment like that. Anyway, right, in a bit. As you see there, Max Muller taking second place from Dion. Apologies, as I said, I was getting a drink. But yeah, still raining though at the moment. It has no real signs of it changing. But of course, with the weather filters on the game, or the weather slots, there's a very good chance that this will change at some point. Of course, not only the weather but the time will change. We've been racing under darkness for a decent amount of time now. But as we probably come towards the final hour, I imagine, of the race, it will start to brighten up again. But yeah, as I was saying, currently not really changing much. Other, of course, than that one overtake we just saw. This Jensen's round into the wall, and he's got massive damage. drama late on. And without that rear wing as well, he's going to have to be careful through Blanchimont. He's going to have to brake and he's going to have to let off here, because without that rear downforce as well, it's going to be really sketchy. He's going to have to pit surely. You saw the rear wing come off the car, and that's going to be imperative for rear downforce. And now Dion and Max having some sort of battle here, I think, or is Max round? Max could be round. Dion's managed to get past, but Jensen though, Jensen is coming into the pits. This is huge for the race. And Max Mulder, I believe, had a mistake as well, because it looked like he was getting it back up to speed again. There you go, he's got rear damage as well. He's lost it in the same. He must have lost it in the same place as Jensen, because I think he's going to pit. So now Dion should be going into the lead. If Max has to pit, he's still got a rear wing, so I don't know how large the damage is, but he is pitting. He is pitting. So Dion will come across the line to take the lead of the race. Jensen now only just exiting the pits, but Max Mulder now only just entering as he comes into the pit lane, pulls up, and will get whatever service needs to be done to the car. But drama with an hour and a bit left, and after such a long time being so quiet, finally can things start to heighten up. And Max there getting only a little bit of repair done to the car. Didn't spend too long in the pits, to be fair to him, so he should be okay. But unfortunately though, it not going well for Max Mulder. Apologies for this. Again, a wall, nice. Yeah, he must have... No. Yeah, he must have had another... He must have done what Jensen did, because Jensen had... It looked like he had the same sort of spin. And unfortunately, that does mean now that not only has... Well, Max, unfortunately, as well, he lost the lead earlier, now he's lost position as well, because Sam, who's kept it clean, is up to P3 now. Meanwhile, Jensen, though, 12 seconds behind Dion. And Dion now, a good advantage, he's just got to keep it clean. I wonder why. There must be some sort of puddle, I guess, around that sort of area. And there's another car around. Who is it? It is Yannick. And Yannick's ran again at Pouon. Luckily not in the middle of the track. And he's overtaken by his teammate again. And Yannick at this point, I think, is just here for the points, really. I mean, you could say the same for Sandro as well. It's not been his day either. Got caught up in that huge wreck earlier on. If you didn't see it, feel free to go back into the stream to go to about lap 3 or 4, I believe it was. So you can try and see what we're talking about, but it's very very interesting. We'll flick. I will be silent until there is something on track which I can lend a few words to. Nice to see here. Jensen closing in a bit, actually. Quite a decent amount to Dion. This is where everyone kept spinning this part of the track. He's managed to keep it going through there. You see the field very spread out at the moment. And we're still an hour and 10 minutes left to go. But top four will be interesting to see if they do converge at any point as well. Especially if these conditions decide to clear up, because I do think Max is very quick in the dry. We saw that in qualifying. To be fair, it was fairly close in qualifying for a lot of the session. Really, like the top three, I think were covered within about a second and a half, which isn't. It sounds a lot, you know, especially when you look at like F1 or something. But a second and a half in A, this game, and B, around this track as well, is fairly. You know, it's again, it can be quite a lot, but I guess for three cars over a second and a half, yeah, it's not too large of a gap. But as I said earlier, I will quickly just go mute and then pick up whenever there's something to talk about. Max Mulder into the pits. Another time. Unfortunately, this could be it for the Dutchman. He said his race was over. We had hope, but unfortunately now it's looking very glum for the Dutchman. Unfortunately, he's just been overtaken there. At least he's going side by side here with Sandro. unfortunately today may not be Max Montha's day. However, Sandro's Acura teammate, Ferrari teammate Dion in the lead still. However, Jensen starting to close in a little bit more on the Acura driver. The gap was about 10 seconds last time I left, and it's about 8.2 now. It's modulating up and down a decent amount, but we'll find out if he's able to close in the next few laps, definitely, whether or not this pace is a continuous thing or it could have been a mistake from either driver, but we'll find out as we see Jensen now overtaking the lapped car of Yannick just before Blanchimont. Want to get the move done definitely before there, as you see Yannick with damage as well. And that's Christian. And Christian quite alone, I think he is. You know, he's a bit no man's land. He's got max 30 seconds in front of him, and then behind him he's got about 2 minutes, 2 and a bit minutes almost there. Ooh, don't take those too hard, otherwise you'll flip over and crash into a ball of flames. But Yannick into the pits now. But here's Sandra though, and Max having their own little battle here almost. And, I'm sure if you're Max, you'll probably be trying to flash him and get him out of the way, but they're still side by side though. Close enough to being side by side. Go a little bit on board, shall we? Go onto the roof cam here. He's just getting pummeled by the rainwater. He brakes a bit later here. He's coming in hot. He's going to get the car stopped. No contact between the two drivers yet. Some good clean driving though between the two. To watch Max descending up the inside now. Can he get the move done? How's Sandro going for a cutback? Or is he still there? He's still there, isn't he? No, he's gone. Okay, he's gone, yeah. Max Mulder fires it up the top of the hill. Ooh, that's wide there from Sandro, but Sandro though luckily keeping it going. Flashing down the straight. Max picking up a possible P4 here. Sam comfortably in this P3. He's going to have to definitely pit again. I'm not sure when exactly. The Jensen P2 though. Again, the gap modulating there. Dion still, I think to close in about 1.2 seconds, I think there, but I'm not sure what that would be over a full lap. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on this gap then. Keep an eye out elsewhere as well, and that's Yannick in the pits there. I don't think he's retired to the pits, but he's been in there for a while repairing this car. There you go, he's getting back going now. No, he's only just coming to the pits. Wait, no, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I really don't know what he's doing, but yeah, we'll keep an eye on Dion, and we'll wait till some more action happens on the track. Hello everybody, we are back, and Jensen is closing in, to be fair to him. He is closing in. Oh, car off there, that's Christian. But yeah, the Englishman, the F1 champion, F1 current championship leader as well, is currently in the fight for leading this race. He's closing in a decent amount to Dion in that Mercedes. He's doing a good job. That solo Mercedes roll. We have an hour left to go. Things are going well for Jensen, even though he's in second place at the moment. He'll be looking at that gap going down over those few laps, and he will be definitely looking forward to. Oh, he's gone wide there though, but he'll be looking forward to it. And to be fair as well, there is a second penalty as well, so he has got a little bit of a buffer if he does get past him, or even gets close to him. But things for Dion though, maybe not going too well. He's maybe going to hope that Christian has some sort of impact on Jensen. He goes wide there. I think he might be letting Jensen through here, and he is. He's just going to move away. Move out the way, I should say, for Dion and Jensen, and now it's going to be a straight fight, probably in the next few laps, between Jensen and Dion, and I'll definitely make sure to keep an eye on that. Oh, and there's round, he's round, Dion's round. The gap started whistling down to about 2 seconds. And we were on board with Jensen there as we see Dion spinning round. And Dion now just ahead of Christian. But Dion, he spun where everyone else seems to spin. He was the only one of the leaders that hadn't spun there, and unfortunately, it finally got him. And that's going to be a confidence knocker there for the Acura driver. Sam though, really good drive from Samuel at the moment. He's kept it clean. He hasn't spun today. And he did actually get caught up in that big accident at the beginning of the race as well, so credit to him. Yeah, really good day for, well, as good as a day it could have been for Sam. As I said, got caught up in that incident earlier. He's kept it clean. He hasn't spun, hasn't had to do any extra pit stops, and because of that, he's only 17 seconds within the leader. So after that bit of a reshuffle, your leader is Jensen Randall in second place. Ooh, careful, Jensen. And second place is Dion, and in third place is Sam. we are here. 41 minutes left on lap 41. Watching Jensen in the lead, making a bit of a mistake there, but he's been pretty consistent throughout. He's done a good job. Possible thing to look out for could be Samuel closing in on Dion. But other than that, though, we are keeping our eyes glued to the leader for now as we enter the final 40 minutes of this race. With the rain not clearing up as well, we could have this rain to the end. I would be surprised if we do, but I thought there was 4 weather slots, unless we've just been a bit unlucky and had like light rain, heavy rain, because with the dry at the start, so I don't know what the end will be, but yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that, and I'll be back in a short while to give a little bit of a catch up. watching Sandro here. Coming up towards the back of Christian. 36 minutes left now for these drivers. Lap 43 we're currently on. And we're watching Sandro here, going right towards the back here. He says Sandro might be to salvage a P5, and it's looking like he could do right now. He's just got to keep this clean. He goes round the outside of Christian. You've got to watch out for that inside line because that's where all the puddles are. But he's gotten round the outside of him onto the entry of the chicane. He's going to start to drive away from him now. There's a good chance Sam could try and close up to Dion. He's got 35 minutes to close in 7 seconds, and considering the lap times about 2:38 for both drivers. I'm not very good at, well, I can't do maths without really sitting down and trying, but I'm trying to think, will that be 2:30? If you go 2:40, I guess, so I don't know. Well, we'll work it out, okay? So, yeah, like, you have a ballpark sort of amount of laps, but either way though, yeah, be interested to see if Sam can catch up to Dion and take a second place position, bringing home the points for the Ferrari team after his teammate got involved. Well, of course, both actually Ferraris got involved in that huge crash earlier, and Logan ended up not being able to finish after the crash. And soon the damage was just that much, he decided that it wasn't really worth carrying on, but he should be okay now. So yeah, again, I will check in once things get a bit closer. And we join back. Aston saying Sebastian Vettel would not have this, would not be having this. I'd like to say I'd know the reference, but I mean, we made a Sebastian Vettel sort of joke earlier by saying, and here comes Jensen Randall. Of course, that was when things were a lot tighter. Yeah, Aston, if you haven't, well, I'm assuming you've just joined. We had Max and Logan starting on the front row, but then about I think it was 4 or 5 laps in, we then had a big crash which involved Sam, Sandro, and Logan, and I think maybe Jeremy Pope, that was it. Jeremy Pope, and Logan ended up basically quitting. Jeremy Pope, I think, retired not too soon after. Sandro had a good drive, he's had a nice little recovery. Sam's kept his nose clean after he got involved in the accident. In fact, I think he still got the damage from the crash earlier. So credit to Samuel there. Max Mulder was in the lead for a while until he had a spin and had to go into the pits to pit, so he ended up dropping behind these lot. Jensen spun as well in almost the exact same place, and so did Dion, which is the reason why Dion is currently in P2. But Sam is closing in a decent amount here, but Jensen with good consistent pace looks like he will take the win. So it is treacherous, yeah. Especially on this game as well with all the puddles. It's not the most comfortable when you're trying to go quickly, especially as well. It's very easy to get caught out by the puddles. The aquaplaning is, you know, very good on the game in the sense that it's realistic to the point where you want to almost avoid the puddles at all costs, basically. That's Christian in the pits now. In fact, is anyone low on fuel? Not really. I think they might be able to make it to the end, maybe. Sandro's kind of low. I guess all lower than other people. But watching Jensen now, though. Half an hour left of the session. And not much really going on, unfortunately, on track. The weather seems like it's going to stay this way till the end of the session. I thought there would be the 4 weather slots, I think it was, or I think it is 4 weather slots. But we've had 2 different weather types so far. We haven't had anything else really, so yeah, we'll see what happens during the rest of the session. I feel like if there was going to be any change of weather, we would have seen it by now. But yeah, so we will go, you know what, we'll go on board with Sam for a bit here, because Sam's had a good drive, done really well. Again, managed to keep it clean, and we'll see what it's like from his point of view as well, because he's trying to keep the car going in a straight line, try not to make mistakes that will make him spin, but he's also trying to catch up to Dion. And we'll go on board with him to see. In fact, there's a lap car there. That's Christian. I think that's Christian just coming out of the pits as Sam goes wide there. A bit sketchy there, and it's, you know, as Aston was saying, it is treacherous out there. You can see even there having some issues with the Ferrari driver. It sounds like he's got Christian right behind him as well. Hopefully there's no contact between the two. Otherwise I imagine there could be a penalty for Christian for crashing with a car that's a lap above him. But yeah, so I will keep looking at this, and I will check in a bit. And as we see now, the gap coming down a lot here, and Dion now will have a car in front of him. It's a lapped car in front of him, and that's Max. No, it's not. No, sorry, it's Yannick. Yannick, 27 minutes behind. He did spend a lot of time in the pits. Not for damage. I think he just was slow, really. But oh, at least to be fair, he's out of the way there. Yeah, to be fair, shouldn't have messed up Sam's line too much. And Sam now will carry on his charge towards second place. And Dion would love to get a podium here, but so would Sam. Let's see what happens then. Let's go on board with the Ferrari driver. We'll see it from his point of view, and we'll get to see if Dion does make a mistake. In fact, you know what? I fancy doing a talk around lap, because I never got to do one at the beginning of the session. I'm trying to sort out some issues with the stream and echoing with other people in the party, but we'll soon do that sort of talk around lap. As yeah, you see it's going interestingly here. Of course, we said there's been many ups and downs for certain drivers, but Jensen consistently now putting in some really good lap times. You see the lap times there. He's quickest of anyone out on track except Max Muller at the moment, but of course Max is so far off, unfortunately. It's just, it doesn't mean anything there. As you see Sam clipping that inside curb there at Pool 1. Pool 1 curbs on as killer as some of the others on this track, and even some of the other curbs, you know, even on the F1 game as well. There's a couple, you know, Lecom definitely being one of them. We watch Sam though. He's kept his nose clean for most of the race, even though his nose of the car actually looks pretty crumped up at the moment. Window wipers working overtime, and so is he. He's going to try and close down on the Acura into the slipstream. He goes now. How is he going to get this move done? You'd like to think he'd sit at the inside. However, if you're smart, you might go outside line here, because the outside means you can set up the corner for the. They can set up. Oh no, he's going to have to cut that, and that may give him a penalty. As long as he gives the time back. Dion does have a second penalty himself. It looks like Sam should be safe. And unfortunately, to be fair as well, yeah, if he went for the outside line, coming into the corner, then of course you saw the massive puzzle there. Oh! And Dion, yeah, you can hear the car over revving massively there. Sound like he got the rears to this up a little bit. It's easy to do in these conditions. Now he's just going to make sure he's safe, because yes, you get the slipstream, but dirty air may come into effect. Ooh, a little bit sketchy over the top of the curb there, and now down the straight we go. The Kemble straight goes onto the grass a little bit there. He thinks he's Alex Albon. He's going to back off a little bit into the corner, trying to set himself up, but he's still cutting it close. He manages to pull the car back round, or back down I should say, for the corner, and it's a good drive there for the Ferrari. The Ferrari's not very good, I think, low revs, actually, even same with the Acura, but it just seems that it doesn't really have much boost early on. There's also a bit of turbo lag, but he managed to get some good drive through Lecom as we head towards No Name now. I was supposed to do a talk through lap this time, but this battle's turned out to be pretty decent, so we're not gonna do that for now. But you see, look, even onto the grass there. There's contact. He's hit the wall. Oh, that's a shame there. That's a real shame. And from these lot battling as well, it means that Max Mulder has a chance for a podium here. With 20 minutes to go, things are starting to look up here. And the Dutchman now has a chance. He may not get the win, but he can certainly try and get second place here. A podium looks possible for the Dutch driver. And look how close Sam is now. Sam's so close, he goes to the inside now. Up the inside he goes. Watching Max Mulder, they're still side by side. It looks like he's got the position, he has got the position. As just before they head towards Blanchemont, he wanted to get the move done before. How will they take this? Will any cars go wide? No, but it's an amazing run from Max though. Max with the slipstream. Max with the slipstream. Oh, he's been forced out. Oh, very close there. Sam's still with the lead. The camera needs to sort itself out. There we go. Now we've got a three-way battle here for second place. And Dion now drops back to fourth. He went from second to fourth in one lap, and now Max Mulder, can he make it into P2? Look at the lap times that he's been setting as well. Max Mulder at 2:33 when everyone else is going. You know, the next closest driver was Sandro, and he's on his own in clean air. And Max Mulder goes from P4, where it looked like he was not going to get anything from this race, up to P2, and he's got 20 minutes to cover off this position. The only thing he's really got to worry about is the slipstream, because Sam's going to have a ton of it. And the race has started to get tasty now. We're watching Sam here. Tries to carry the speed through, but Max Mulder very quick in that Audi. Oh, Max is off though, Max is off. He goes really deep into the corner. He manages to pull it back down just before Sam can get there, but he's gone really wide there. That shouldn't hurt him too much, I don't think. You see the gap's still fairly decent, but oh no, he's making so many mistakes. What is up? What is wrong with him? I don't mean that in a rude way. I just mean, what's wrong with the? Is it something wrong with the car? Is he just locking up the rears too much or something? Or, you know, it's almost like he feels a lockup and he just decides that there's no point in trying to carry on. Otherwise, he could spin. He releases the brakes and just hopes that he doesn't overrun and spin off. But it means that Sam's been promoted back up to P2. Meanwhile, all this is happening. Jensen's sitting very comfortably up in the lead. But we're still watching these lot here. The camera still needs to sort itself out, for God's sake. And now we're going to go cockpit cam here with Max Mulder. In rear view mirrors, you can see Dion, but he's quite far back compared to Sam, who's right in front of him. And he looks like he's ready for the overtake. Give him the opportunity, and he'll take it. Oh, it's a car spun! And that looks like it was Yannick. It is Yannick. Oh, see how hard Christian's thrown in there. And now Max Mulder. He's lost Sam a little bit there. He's going to close back in on him. Oh, rear end got really skatey there. He's managed to keep the gap. You can see him having to counter steer there through the corner. Looked like the rear just tried to overtake him, but luckily he was able to save it. And now Max Mulder. Screaming V10, trying to close in on the Ferrari V8. He moves out of the spray, get a bit of visibility. Sam though doing a good job at the moment. He's keeping up. He was quicker that previous lap than Max by about 0.5 of a second. Sam going a little bit wide there from looks fit. He's managed to keep it on track though. Hasn't on the exit though. And these two could be worth watching. There's a good chance we could see them racing all the way to the end. And Sam would definitely take this, taking home some big points for the Ferrari team. Of course, as I said, his teammate. Both cars involved in that huge crash at the beginning of the race. It's been a good recovery from Sam. Almost damage limitation. And it's a shame really, because if he hadn't been involved in that crash with everything else that happened during the race, you know, he could have definitely been in the position that Jensen is. And look at this, he's going hard, blocking now. He's going to try and move to the outside line. That's not the line you want to be on, because if he gets forced out into that puddle... Oh, they're both into the puddle. And Sam's going to cut across to retake the position. He'll have to drop back. Otherwise he'll get a penalty. He may even have to give the place back. The game may give him a warning to take the place back, but he was ahead, I think, before he got nudged off. But I'm not sure why Sam was defending the outside like that. In fact, that's probably him giving the position back now. That's, the game probably told him to. Max letting him straight back through. So I wonder if that's Max's apology to Sam. But so I'm surprised that Sam did block the outside line. Because it's much harder to get that car turned around, especially A, in these conditions, and B, when there's a huge puddle there. And I think if he'd just taken the inside line, if he blocked the inside line, then I don't think that would have happened. But the positions remain the same as Sandro enters the pit. 7.5 laps of fuel left, so he's pitting for fuel reasons. I don't think anyone else would really have to pit for fuel reasons, other than maybe Dion. 18.5 left. 20.2 here. Max is much better on fuel, actually, than Sam. So Sam may have to pit again. But it should be only a short pit stop, as we see Max going wide there. He still hasn't lost much time, though, to the Ferrari driver. And that's Sandro coming out of the pits now. He's taken fuel. Enough fuel to get to the end. It's shown 30 laps there, so I wonder if he's adjusted it to make that go to the end. So it should mean that Dion would have to pit, and it would mean that Sam would have to pit as well. So unfortunately, Sam may miss out on a podium here. I mean, if Dion has to pit, then he should be okay, and considering Sandro is a lap down, Sam should be able to take a podium away from this. Go on board now with Max Mulder. Take two then. He knows that the inside line is the better line, but can he get the overtake done before they even get to the bus stop chicane? They're about to head through Blanchimont. He's going to pick his line, pick his point. Turns in. Sam goes wide. Sam cuts back across to get back on track. They're still side by side. Max on the much better line, and Sam's wide as well. Both cars go wide. They've completely missed that final corner. And again, luckily no drivers getting penalties, but... And Sam giving the place back there. And Max going wide. Again, don't know if that's giving places back or something, but again, a nice little battle here between the two drivers here at Spa. That's Christian entering the pits now in the McLaren. P6 picking up points for the McLaren team. And so is Yannick. Yannick coming into the pits. 32 minutes down. Max Mulder still ahead of Samuel. And Sam might make it to the end actually on fuel. 10 laps to go. 16, he may be cutting it close though. I'm not sure what the average is per lap. What you lose. I mean, the only thing he could try to do is maybe get up behind the back of Max and try and use his slipstream or something to help him conserve down the straight, or even just short shifting. But at the moment, though, I'm not too sure. And they finally both make the the aquaplaning there. There you go. That's the first bit of aquaplaning I think we've seen properly on camera there. And sort of sketchy it was. He just gets onto it and he has no control over the car at all. And we've got 10 minutes left finally of the session, and that's the Audi teammate of Max there, Yannick, coming out the pits. And this is where drivers will start to probably wonder now what to do in terms of strategy. So I think there should be about 3 laps left, I reckon, after this. Got 9 minutes left. 2 minute 37. So you got yeah, 3 or 4 laps maybe. Probably 4 actually, 4 or 5. So that's gonna have to. Oh, hello. So as long as Sam doesn't conserve too much fuel per lap, he should be okay. But he's gonna cut it close. And the issue is a splash and dash from this game as well is gonna be a bit scary. Dion looks like he may have to pit. With 12.2 laps left, he's got 0.2. Sorry, not laps, litres. He's got 2 litres less than Sam. But then again, though, I don't know if the different cars have different sort of consumptions depending on what the engine is, because of course it's a V8 in the Ferrari and it's a V6 in Dion's car, the Acura. They do have the lapped car of Christian just behind them, so just in front of them. I don't think Sam lost too much fuel that time round. He only lost about 2.4 maybe, 2.3 on that lap. So it looks like Sam should be safe to the end. Dion, however, maybe a little bit more of a worry. Oh, Yannick's round. Maybe Dion could do it. I think Dion may be able to. I mean, you hear he's short shifting so much here. He's trying to conserve as much as he can in terms of fuel. If they do have a clutch, I would suggest using that. Because if you just put your clutch in and just ride the clutch on the entrance to a corner or something, that can help. As we see Max going off track a little bit there, but they both managed to get past the McLaren of Christian. Got 4 viewers, thank you very much. 6 minutes left in this race then. We've been here for 2 hours and 20 minutes, or 19 if you want to be precise so far. We're on lap 54. It's looking a bit tight on fuel for some drivers. Dion is having an absolute fuel saving frenzy, and to be fair as well, he's got a large gap between him and Sandro, but he's trying not to pit. He might be. I think he should be safe, so I think he can stop conserving now. I think he should be okay with 5 minutes left. In fact, you see yeah, there's still 2 laps difference, so 2 litres difference between Sam and Dion in terms of fuel, but everyone else is pretty much safe. You know, Max can go to his heart's content, so can Jensen. Sandro as well, he's pretty safe. Again, we just saw Christian pit, so he's perfectly fine, and the same goes for Yannick. Here is Yannick going inside, up the inside there of Dion. Hopefully he doesn't crash into Dion, but no, he's safe there. He's safe there. I think it'd be safer for Dion to just let him through, because Yannick will be going as quickly as possible, compared to Dion, who's trying to conserve as much as possible. Here, the Acura driver there, short shifting. I think I thought they had 7 gears, those Acuras. Could be wrong though. I think it's one of the GT3s that has 7 gears, I'm not sure which one. Yeah, backing off so much there. Maximum though, looking good in 2nd place. Same for Sam, getting good race for Sam. Unfortunately, it is a bit of a case of what could have been. Of course, he's running quite strongly where he is now. No mistakes during the whole race, except getting involved in a crash, which from the looks of it wasn't his fault. Very early on, which cost him any chance of getting something, well, really good comfortably. And he could have very well been leading this race if he had not been involved in that crash, considering he's only 30 seconds off of the pole. No doubt he would have lost a lot of time due to being involved in the crash and then having to pit straight after. Maybe it has fixed his damage, but just isn't showing it on the screen. Don't know why it wouldn't, but we've got 3 minutes left though, as Jensen comes across the line. No, he doesn't, he's down there. But Jensen though, by the time he crosses the line, there should be enough time for 2 more laps, I believe. So Sam should be safe. I think he can push pretty much as hard as he wants now. He should be okay. I think he should have about 1 or 2 laps left of fuel, so litres of fuel, but I wouldn't trust my word though. I think he just needs to keep going the way that he's going, and he should be safe. Dion though, I think he's probably conserved enough, and he's still conserving, and I think it's going to get to the point where he's going to have a lap. He's going to have about a litre less than. So I still don't understand why he doesn't just go for a pit stop personally. Like, I think if you just go for a quick splash and dash, you've got plenty of time to Sandro. You know, you've got about a lap and a half to Sandro there. Maybe a splash and dash wouldn't be too bad, but hey, that's my my opinion. That's not, for all I know, it could be the worst option. But if he edits his strategy and just goes for like a couple litres, he should be okay to get a couple more laps in the tank. But then again though, I think he's done enough. I think if he stops conserving now, he should be safe. I think when he crosses the line, he should have about 5.2, 5.1 sort of litres left. Could even be less than that actually, because he could just rocket it down to 5.3. Actually go on board with him, see what his oh god, yeah, he's coasting that one a lot. Ooh, that's not going to help you. Of course, because he isn't a lap down, so he won't be able to finish the race any earlier than he already is now. as we watch the ticker go to the end, the race is completed, and literally Jensen crosses the line at the perfect time. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Jensen wins the 2.4 hours of Spa. Max comes around the final corner now to take P2. It could have been more. Now we watch Sam. He's done well, he conserved to the end, and he's taken a nice P3. Here is Dion spins. He does a 360 there, but he should be safe on fuel to the end. He can just absolutely hammer down now. The race is completed. As long as he doesn't, you know, blow up the car or something, he should be safe. As you watch Christian doing a bunch of donuts here. Finally about to cross the line. Watch Dion here, he conserved so much fuel there to the end. I reckon he had about another lap in the tank there. But Dion though is going to come across the line to take a well-deserved P4. For the Acura team. His Acura teammate though, and his Ferrari teammate in F1, Sandro. It's been a difficult race for him, but he's managed to salvage a P5. And credit to Sandro as well for staying with it when things were really, really bad for him. And that's going to be the race over. There's confirmation then. Your race winner, Jensen, followed by P2, Max Mulder, P3, Samuel, P4, Dion, P5, Sandro, P6, Christian, and P7 is Yannick. Fastest lap of the race goes to Max Mulder with a 2:21.2. 4 pit stops for Max Mulder and 7 for Yannick. But only a 1 stop for Dion. Wow. No wonder he conserved so much on the fuel towards the end there. That's an amazing piece of driving there from Dion to only do 1 stop around this track. Wow. Well then, an interesting race. We got a little bit sort of meh throughout the race, won't lie. But over 2.4 hours, you're not always going to have wheel-to-wheel action. Of course, it didn't help with having that massive crash right at the beginning of the session. And yeah, condolences to the drivers who weren't able to finish the race. But a great drive nonetheless from everyone out there. Mixed conditions, and especially Dion as well. An amazing amount of fuel saving there, and strategic driving to come across the line to take a P4. It could have been a P3, but yeah. And again, if Sam, maybe you have to wonder if Sam hadn't have been involved in that incident as well at the beginning of the race, would there have been a possibility for a win or even a P2? Unfortunately, we'll never know, but we can theorise all we want. So, thank you very much if you did tune in today for the 2.4 hours of Spa. And yeah, next week should be Formula 1, unless we're having another break week, but I don't think so. It should be F1, where hopefully I will have had my stream issues fixed, and I should be joined by Lewis, so that we could commentate on some more great action in the F1 league. Plenty of good stories, and good fights in the championship happening there. I can't wait to start commentating F1 again. As much as I like GT3s, the F1 series is one of the best I've ever commentated on. So yeah, let's go for next week then. Make sure you stay safe and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The YouTube channel, that is, and follow SRL on Instagram as well, because it would be greatly appreciated. It's also a way that you can keep up with the teams, a way that you can keep up with the championship, everything like that. And yeah, so we just have a person join now saying hey. We've got 6 viewers now, but unfortunately this is the end of the stream. It's the end of the race, but you can go back and watch any of the action that you want to catch up on. I'd suggest watching the final probably like 10 minutes of the race, actually no, 15 minutes of the race, and the first 20 minutes of the race, just because that's where a lot of the action was happening. But yeah, some really great driving today, and make sure you check out the rest of the race if you haven't already, if you joined late. So, thank you very much for watching. As I said, stay safe, and we'll see you next week for F1.